they're really desperate here. So here is, I got this from the Midas Touch. So this is a clip he pulled. This is Jesse Watters. This is after the Democratic National Convention, and they're talking about it. They are desperately trying to find a way to attack Harrison Walls, and nothing is sticking. And it's gotten bad. I mean, they're even cutting off Trump now with some of the Fox stuff because he just rambles the same stuff over and over again. But here's Jesse Watters, and this is him trying to attack them, and it's just, I mean, it's nothing.
Investigation for his mysterious trips to communist China, 30 of them. During a decade, nobody went to China. He honeymooned there, which means the Chi-Coms have surveillance tapes of his honeymoon night. Think about it.
Yep, and then...
So that's their assault. Tim Walz has been to China 30 times. You know why? Because he took kids there on trips as a school teacher. And they got exchange students back and forth from China. This is all boring shit. They honeymooned there because he'd been there before, and he knew it.
Are we counting how many times Trump is called Putin?
Are we counting the fact... Are we counting the fact that while she was working in the office with Trump, Ivanka Trump became the first and only American ever to have trademarks in China? Are we talking about who's really getting tagged by the Chi-Coms, the Chinese communists?
Wow.
I don't know. Is it the bitch that got bought off with trademarks? Because you can't buy Calvin Klein, you can't buy Ann Taylor in China, but you can buy Ivanka Trump products.
Oh my God.
I mean, they are really struggling here. I mean, the hypocrisy's just gotten thick. It's gotten really thick. So here is Pondering Politics, and he pulled this clip from Eric Bolling. Eric Bolling used to be on Fox. He's now on Newsmax. Newsmax is tanking right now. They're having a really hard time with ratings. But here's Eric Bolling having a small meltdown about how well Kamala's doing versus Donald.
Regurgitate Donald Trump's denial, but you do have prominent Trump supporters, people who love and revere and worship Donald Trump, who are MAGA Republicans and, you know, wield enormous influence in media. Eric Bolling is one of them. He was on Newsmax. He was on Fox News. He hosted shows on both networks. And this is not the first time, but this is merely the latest public begging, dropping a tough love reality check on the Trump campaign, begging them to reverse course. So we're going to play this clip, this video. It's about 2.5 minutes long, and then we'll unpack it together.
Well, here's some tough love, folks. Hate to do it to you, but here's what's happening, and I warned you. I warned them. I warned Trump. I warned their senior advisors that this was going to happen. If you waited till after the DNC, which was the plan, Trump even said that when asked at a press conference at Mar-a-Lago, he said, we're going to let the honeymoon go, and then we're going to wait till after the DNC to go after her. You waited too long, guys. You waited too long, Susie Wiles, Chris Lasividia. Get Corey Lewandowski in there and shake things up while you still have a chance. I'm not sure you still have a chance. We're losing. We're losing the race. We're losing the presidency. And I said a long time ago, Trump will be the last GOP president in our lifetime. And I meant it. I said it when he was president. When he lost, I said he will be the last GOP president in our lifetime, meaning if he...
We can only hope, Eric. We can only hope.
Man, I hope that's a crystal ball he's looking in.
Because I remember 20 years ago when we thought there's no way the GOP will run and win with a stupider guy than George H.W. Bush. How naive were we? We were so young. But we'll jump back and finish this with Eric Bolling, man. He's having his spray tan's about to pop off. He's having a hard time here.
He won again. That was it, because look what has happened. The left, the Democrats, have taken a horrendous candidate, someone with no policy ideas, only failures under her belt, and they've redefined her. Look at this. This is the ratings, not even including last night.
Let me clarify this. We'll go over her policies. She's already got a bunch of policies. She's very pro-union, pro-worker. I mean, she's got a lot of good shit in there.
got no policies.
Yeah, that's all. They're just lying. She has no policy. What's Trump's policy? Immigrants are coming from jails and insane asylums by the millions. And they're brown. Uh-oh. That's his policy. That's his economic policy. Tic-tac, big tic-tac, little tic-tacs. That's inflation. Man. Who has no policy? Jesus.
The final night of the DNC, which they crushed it. Now, if you look, here's Fox News right here, and here is MSNBC. MSNBC is beating Fox News.
All right, I want to point this out. We don't have a budget for the show, but he works for Newsmax. They have a multi-million-dollar budget. He's showing us shit on his phone. He can't call his graphics guy. We don't even have a graphics guy, and we can do stuff.
Yeah, maybe someday we get a graphics guy. That'd be great.
Beating Fox, it's unheard of. And look at over here. Very quickly, I'll show you Newsmax. Newsmax is just not even existent. You see Newsmax right over here? That's Newsmax. They're sliding every week. Newsmax is down 5 weeks in a row. Maybe 6 since I left. Whatever. They're still not able to grab an audience. So no one's watching Newsmax. Fox is now getting beat by MSNBC. Now, I know it's the DNC, but Fox is way bigger than MSNBC. They should never be being beat that way. So the enthusiasm level on the left right now is overwhelming. You know what else they're doing? Have you seen this? They're trying to redefine the Democrat Party. They're trying to say that the Democrats are the patriots, the party that's worried about the country. They're wearing camo hats with Kamala Harris's name on it. Camouflage, that's ours. She was flanked in her speech last night.
I love that shit. They get so upset.
The Republicans own camouflage?
Well, it's not just that. It's they're fake patriots. They're not really patriots. They're only patriots if they win. When they lose, what do they want to do? Overthrow the government. Or they say it's rigged or it's not fair.
We're so patriotic, we're going to try to, overthrow the government and...
Yeah. Our idea of patriotism is we want everybody to be able to have a place to live and eat and get an education and have health care. We want to see more prosperity, better economic growth. We're not the ones going, it's so important that we win that we can't do anything about the border or we want the economy to tank. They're the ones who go on TV and say, well, God, we're really hoping for a recession because then we can win the election. We're really hoping the stock market tanks and millions of people lose their jobs so we can win the election. That's what they do. He's done that. But they love to say, we're the patriots because we have the flags and the camo hats. And part of the point of wearing a camo hat with Kamala's name on it is to make fun of you guys.
Right.
It's not like we're trying to reclaim camouflage. It's to make fun of you guys. That's the whole point. And the fact that you're freaking out about it just makes it funnier. just roll with it. Okay, that's good. You got me. I wear too much camo.
What's super interesting, though, is that he really is one of the people who sees and admits that Trump is getting his ass handed to him. That's super interesting because so much of the right is in absolute denial about this, and he's God,
But you're seeing this. We're seeing this more and more. Like there was a bit with Megyn Kelly. We covered McCarthy and Haley last week, trying to cover their asses. A lot of them are now starting to see the storm coming, right? And they're sitting there going, well, we need to start warning him now and saying all this. That way we're not against him or against the party or his base, but we're at least the ones that when it blows up, we can say, well, we warned you. Because what's going to happen when he loses and we're in a post-Trump era, because he's never going to be running again. He'd be 82. He'd probably be dead by the time the next election comes up. He'd probably be in prison if he's even alive. And the point is who's going to take over now? And what's going to happen to the Republican Party? They got nothing. They need to win this and get their Project 2025 thing and start their own little dictatorship in this country. Otherwise, they are totally irrelevant going forward. And these people know that. And that's why they're freaking out.
By two American flags. There's no pride flag there. They're redefining it. They're going after our independent voters, the people who are leaning right, who want to vote right to save the country, but are starting to...
The independent voters are not leaning right. The independent voters, most of them don't even know anything about politics. They just vote. And they're voting on clips and things they see on television. They're not following it. If you're watching this show, you know a lot more about politics than the average person.
Right.
Because the average person is not clicking in to watch us talk about this shit or talk about finance. It's not the average person.
Right.
We realize if we really wanted to make a lot of money and get a lot of viewers, we'd be doing what makeup tutorials or playing, video game tutorials or some shit like that. Because that's where the money is. It's not talking about finance and politics.
like what they're about. They're letting them redefine Kamala Harris and redefine the party. We waited too long. It's not right. The camel hats. I'm blown away.
I want us to point this out, though, because he does make an interesting point. He makes it backwards, but he makes an interesting point. The way that they've been so successful, the Republicans, is when Hillary Clinton ran. Hillary Clinton was established. We'd known her since the 90s. She was the first lady. She was a senator in New York. She was the Secretary of State under Obama. They could define Hillary. And in fact, they'd spent decades spouting all these bullshit conspiracy theories about Hillary. Right?
Right.
Benghazi, the Whitewater scandal, the whole thing with Linda Tripp, and then Monica Lewinsky, and the Belgian-French-Dutch example, right? And one of those is fake, and you don't know which one. Because I just made one of those up. That's how much bullshit they made up about Hillary. But they got that mystique around her. They were able to define her before she got on. Biden had been around long. They were able to define it. They don't have years of dogging Kamala Harris. She's been kind of in the background this whole time. And so...
Right, they were never paying all that much attention to her.
Yeah, but that's how they win. So you're an independent voter, you don't know anything about politics, but you've heard some conspiracy theory about Hillary Clinton at some point. So you already have kind of an impression. That's how they do that. That's why they lie so much, because it works with people who don't know.
Yeah, but now this problem is now sort of flipping on them, because A, they don't have years of material that they've been storing on Kamala Harris because they weren't paying attention to her, but also this is sort of reversed course, because now those people that aren't really paying attention are like, oh, so Donald Trump is a racist and a felon, and he was raping people, and I mean, that's what they're saying. They're like, so that's not good. Even if they're not paying attention, they've heard these buzzes and they go, oh, that's not good.
But that's the thing, is Trump's defined to a certain degree, and a lot of them under this mentality of, well, he's a billionaire, so he must be smart and know what he's doing. And we've made that joke forever. We call it Worthington's Law. It's a bullshit theory that just because you have money makes you smart and beyond criticism. But in fact, that's not true. But that's what they think. Oh, he must be successful. He's rich. They think that because that's what they've heard or seen, like, peripherally. They think Hillary Clinton, corrupt, because that's what we've sort of heard peripherally. And so that's how they vote. With Kamala Harris, they don't know much about her. So how is she defining herself? Working class prosecutor versus the 34-count felon. So she's actually getting to define the stage now, because they haven't had years to tack bullshit onto her.
Right.
Right? That's why he's pissed. Because they spend years attacking all these people, attacking, and there's a ton of non-existent dirt by the time they run, and they just run on the non-existent dirt.
Right.
But now they don't have shit.
I said spent years creating it.
Yeah.
But they haven't creating it on her. They weren't paying attention to her.
No. And they probably should have been, because she was the next obvious answer.